Hello everyone, it's me Ankita Bista from EDU Nepal, and today in this video we are going to talk about QS World University Ranking 2024 को लिस्टमा top 10 युनिभर्सिटिजहरु कुन हो त साथै यो युनिभर्सिटीहरुको fee structure, acceptance rate, general entry requirements, English proficiency requirements, and then the famous alumni. यो सबैको बारेमा यो भिडियोमा हामी कुरा गर्ने छौं. Now disclaimer is that यो सबै इन्फर्मेसनहरु चाहिँ reliable source अनि genuine websites बाट लिएको. That's all. Now let's get into the video. So at rank 10 we have Imperial College London, which is a public university located in United Kingdom. यसको acceptance rate around 11% छ अनि यसको fee it ranges between 31,750 to 33,000 pounds per year for undergraduate, and for the graduate it is 45,400 and more pounds for the undergraduation. Now let's go towards the requirements. But wait, I want to give the disclaimer that the fees may vary with the programs and course you take, and the students rate fluctuate every year. So your percentage अनि यो fee चाहिँ exact हुन्छ भन्ने चाहिँ छैन, but I'm giving you the average. So for the requirements to study and to get admission at Imperial College London, you need to be a A-level student. And with that, you need to have your secondary school, higher school, all the transcripts, documents, certificate required by the college. And you need to give a UKVI equivalent to CFR level B2. So now let's go to the alumni. Some of the famous alumni of Imperial College London are Sir Derek Harold Richard Barton, who was the Nobel laureate in chemistry, and Sir Richard Sykes, who is a biochemist and chairman of GlaxoSmithKline. Now let's go towards top 9. Okay, so at top 9 we have University of California, Berkeley, which is situated in USA. To apply to this university, you need to pay the application fee of $95. The acceptance rate of this university is around 11% as well. Now, for the average cost for the undergraduate international students is around $34,200, and for the graduate it is $17,100 for 2 semesters. Now let's go towards the general entry requirements to study in the University of California, Berkeley. You need to first meet the course requirement. You need to be a A-level student in your secondary level school and high school. Now for the SAT exam, it is optional. So you can apply with your SAT score, or you can not consider it as well. So now for the English proficiency, you need to have the minimum score of 80 in TOEFL, minimum of 6.5 in IELTS, and it accepts Duolingo as well. So you need to have a minimum of 115. Okay, so now let's move to rank 8. At rank 8, we have University of Chicago. It's a private university located in the United States of America as well. You need to pay the application fee of $75 in order to apply to this university. And the acceptance rate for this university is around 5%. I know, quite hard. So now let's move towards the fee structure of University of Chicago. For the undergraduate, it's around $67,446, and for the graduate, it is $49,734. Now let's move towards the general entry requirement of University of Chicago. So for the English proficiency, it varies with the programs and the course you choose, but in average you need to have TOEFL minimum 80, IELTS 6.5 to 7, and for the PT around 68, but the recommended is 70. Now for the GPAs, University of Chicago, there is no any minimum GPA because This university look out for other documents and certificates to decide whether you are eligible to get the admission in this university or not. So now for the alumni, we have quite famous alumni of University of Chicago. First is Susan Sontag, well-known author, writer, critic, and public intellectual. Next is Barack Obama. He was the professor. He had taught in the U Chicago Law School for 12 years. Now let's move towards number 7. Now at rank 7 we have ETH Zurich. It is a public university located in Switzerland. It is also one of the top universities of the world. And I must say the acceptance rate is quite high. It is 27%. Now let's move towards the fee structure for undergraduate students and the graduate students. For the undergraduate student, you need to pay the tuition cost of CHF 2190 per semester. And for the graduate, you need to pay CHF 730 per semester. Now let's move towards the general entry requirement of this university. First, you need to be academically qualified in order to place your application in ETH Zurich, located in Switzerland. There is no any minimum GPA set by this university, as they will check your eligibility through other sources. Now let's move towards the English proficiency requirements. You need to have IELTS score of minimum 6.5 to 7.0, and for the TOEFL IBT score of 100 is necessary. Now let's move towards the famous alumni. Albert Einstein. I bet there is no need of any introduction for him. He was also the alumni of ETH Zurich. Alfred Wegener, Nobel Prize winner in chemistry in 1930. He was also the alumni of ETH Zurich. Now let's move towards the top 6 universities of the world. At number 6, we have California Institute of Technology. It is also situated in the United States of America. For the acceptance rate, it is just around 3%. So if you get into this university, you will find yourself quite lucky. Now for the tuition cost for undergraduate, it is $63,255 and for the graduate it is $65,706 per year. Now let's move towards the requirement. SAT, SAT or ACT is required and at least 1530 needs to be scored for being considered as a student in California Institute of Technology. And you need to be a A-level grade student in secondary school as well as in your high school. For the English proficiency, IELTS of 7.5 or higher in all bands. Duolingo 120 or higher is recommended. And for the TOEFL, 100 or more is required in order to get your admission in California Institute of Technology. Now let's move towards the alumni of California Institute of Technology situated in United States of America. The alumni are Kip Thorne, who was the American theoretical physicist and writer, and Linus Pauling, who was the American chemist and biochemist. Now let's move towards number 5. At top 5, we have Stanford University. It is also a private research university and the location is United States of America as well. Must say, United States of America is the home for many reputed universities. Now let's move towards its acceptance rate. Acceptance rate of Stanford University is 4%. And the fee structure for the undergraduate is $65,127 and for the graduate it varies with the programs and the courses you take, but generally it rises between $54,000 US to $65,000 US per year. Now let's move towards your general entry requirement for Stanford University. The general requirement is that there is no minimum GPA requirement given by the university, because they see all the documents, certificates, and decide whether you are eligible to be the student of Stanford University or not. So for the language proficiency, you need to have TOEFL 100 for IBT, IELTS 7.0 overall band score, and for the PT 68 overall score is required. Now let's move towards alumni of Stanford University. There are quite famous alumni of Stanford University. Larry Page, CEO of Google, that we use all the time, and Peter Thiel, CEO of PayPal, and Herbert Hoover, who was the 31st US president. Now let's move towards top 4. The top 4 position is taken by Harvard University. Obviously, you have heard the name of Harvard University. Harvard University, obviously, for the youngster and for the many people, you know, one of the Miss Nepal also got her admission in Harvard University. She is none other than Shrinkala Khatiyara. Now, okay, so sorry, I have been off topic. So let's get into the topic. Top 4 rank is taken by Harvard University, who is also the private university located in United States of America as well. Now, for the acceptance rate, it is around 3%, and the tuition cost for undergraduate international student, it is $56,550 US, and for the graduate, it is $55,656 US. Now, for the general entry requirement, you need to be a A-level student in your high school. For the undergraduate, for your high school and secondary level school, you need to be, and you need to have A-level in all. Now, for the English proficiency. For the English proficiency, TOEFL of 80 IBT is required, but recommended is 100 in order to be considered as a student of Harvard University. Now, IELTS 6.5 is required, but more is good. And SAT minimum 1500 is required in order to be eligible for Harvard University. Now let's move towards the top 3 universities according to QS World University Ranking 2024. Okay, so now we have entered top 3 universities of the world. At number 3, we have University of Cambridge. It is a public university located in United Kingdom. Now, for the requirements, you need to have A grade, or you need to be an A grade student in your secondary level and high level. So you need to have AP in all 5 courses. That is advanced placement in more than 5 courses. And for the acceptance rate, it is around 18 to 19%. And for the fee, it is £25,734 to £67,194 per year. It varies with the programs and the course you take. And for the graduate, it is around £30,000 to £40,000 yearly. Now let's move towards the application fee. In order to apply to University of Cambridge, you need to pay £100 to £150. Now, for the English proficiency requirements, IELTS minimum 7.5, not less than 7 in all band scores is required. And for the TOEFL, minimum 110, 25 in each section. And SAT, minimum of 1460 to 1500 is required. An ACT score at least 32 or 33 is required in order to get your placement in University of Cambridge, located in United Kingdom. Now let's move towards alumni of University of Cambridge. Stephen Hawking, Alan Turing, who was the mathematician and computer scientist, and Isaac Newton, English mathematician and physicist. Now let's move towards top 2 universities of the world. Top 2 QS World University Ranking 2024 is secured by University of Oxford. It is located in the United Kingdom as well, and the acceptance rate is 16.8%, quite high for the top 2 university of the world. And for the tuition fee, it is 35,260 to 59,260 pounds per year. It varies with the programs and course you take, but generally it lies between this number for the undergraduate, and for the graduate it is 29,350 to 59,360 pounds, depends on the course and the programs major you take. And now let's move towards the requirements. Minimum 3.0 and above is required in order to be considered for University of Oxford. And for the English proficiency, IELTS overall 7.5, not less than 7. I am just saying all the recommended scores to be eligible for University of Oxford. Again, IELTS 7.5 overall, not less than 7.0. And TOEFL 110 IBT. Duolingo is not accepted in University of Oxford. PT overall 76, not less than 66, is required in order to be eligible for University of Oxford. Now let's move towards alumni of University of Oxford. We have Imran Khan, former PM, former Prime Minister of Pakistan. Tony Blair, former Prime Minister of UK, United Kingdom. Indira Gandhi, former Prime Minister of India. Bongbong Marcos, President of Philippines. I must say, the alumni of University of Oxford, they all are the one of the famous political leaders. Now let's move towards the number 1. That is top university of the world. So the top university of world is Massachusetts Institute of Technology. It is a private university located in United States of America as well. Now for the acceptance rate, it is 4%, and the tuition fee for undergraduate is approx 62,000 US dollars annually, and for the graduate it is 30,975 US dollar per term. Now let's move towards the application fee. You need to pay 75 US dollar to apply for Massachusetts Institute of Technology located in United States of America. Now let's move towards transcripts and documents. You need to have all your documents of school level, high level, and for the graduate you need to have of further bachelor's level as well. So for minimum GPA, there is no requirement of a minimum GPA to apply to the Massachusetts University, because they will see all the documents, certificates, your proficiency score in order to consider you as a student of this university. So for the language proficiency, TOEFL IBT minimum 90, but the recommended is 100 in order to be considered or in order to be eligible to get your placement in Massachusetts Institute of Technology. For the IELTS 7.5 is recommended, and for PT minimum 65, but the recommended is 70. And you need to give the Cambridge English qualifications C1 Advanced or C2 minimum 125, or recommended is 190 for the best. Now Duolingo minimum 120 is okay, but 125 is recommended in order to be eligible. So let's move towards alumni of Massachusetts Institute of Technology located in United States of America. So Kofi Annan, former Secretary General of United Nations, and Buzz Aldrin, American former astronaut and engineer. Next is Sal Khan, CEO of Khan Academy, Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel, and Charles Koch, CEO of Koch Industry. That's all the top 10 QS World University Ranking 2024 universities with their fee structures, general entry requirements, and all the general knowledge you need to require in order to get admission or in order to be eligible for these universities. That's all for this video. Let's get connected in next video. Bye bye.